All right, party people, welcome back for another one. We had so much fun with the Bermans 13K. If you haven't watched that video, check that out. That was a couple of weeks ago. But we had so much fun playing with that one. And I was like, man, what else does Bermans make that would perform well and be a great value? So I went ahead and downloaded the Temu app and started searching around on Temu, and I found plenty of Bermans amps and decided to pick up another one, including this little guy right here. Let's, oh wait, almost forgot. Okay, here we go. So, right there, check it out. 5,000.1. All right. The box is very plain Jane. That's the only, it had like my shipping stuff on there, but that's it. But let's see what we've got. All right, pretty plain owner's manual. All right, check this out. 3K, 5K, 18K. That's cool. This is the one we've got today, so check this out. RMS at 4 ohms, 1600. RMS at 2 ohms, 2500, and 1 ohm, 5K. Less than 0.5% THD. The frequency response, 10 hertz to 20,000. So full range amplifier. Signal to noise greater than 94 dB. Input sensitivity 0.4 to 3.6. And there's your dimensions. All right. Cool. If this thing really puts out, make sure you stick around to the end of the video and I'll let you know what this thing costs. If this thing puts out anywhere near what it claims, it is a very good bargain. Let's see what else we got in here. Got the telephone bass knob cord. Here's the bass knob. Let's check it out. All right. Okay. All plastic. I was going to say no lights, but check that out. That looks like a tiny little light in there. Nice and smooth. I like it. Nothing too fancy, but sometimes that's all you need. All right. I have opened the box on this one, but I have not taken it out of this plastic. Check this out. This is cool. Let's get the box out of the way. All right, and we do have a couple of hex wrenches. How many screws they give us in there? Looks like they gave us 2 for the bass knob and 4 for the mounting feet. But let's check it out, guys. That's kind of small for a 5K, but I will say this. I guess in today's terms of full bridge amps, I don't know. It's still a smidge small, but check out the dual inputs. That's really cool. Oh my God. Oh, forgive me for all the noise. All right, pretty cool. I'm liking the voltmeter right on the front like that. That's cool. Let's check it out. Here's a couple of fans. There's your remote input. This one is listed just like that 10 or 13K, where they both are listed as inputs, left and right. That's a little different for what we normally see for full bridges. Again, we've got those metal potentiometers there. Gain, min to max. Here's your high pass, 10 hertz to 100 hertz, and the low pass, 50 to 20K. And you can adjust these however you want to create you a band pass. Bass boost 0 to 12 dB, and the bass boost frequency 30 hertz to 70 hertz. Power, protect, and clip right there on the amp. Danger, high voltage. That other one said that too. Check out the 4-gauge speaker outs. You only get one of each though, one positive, one negative, but 4-gauge, that's a little crazy. And then check out this side, 2 more fans. So that's cool, 4 fans on a little 5K. These terminals look big. I'll have to check and see if those are actually bigger than 1/0. They look pretty large. I'll check that out for you guys, but definitely at least oversized 1/0. Looks like it was built in 25, I guess 9/9 of 25. This is December, so just 3 months ago. We will for sure be checking out the gut shot on this thing. Okay, let me start getting it wired up. We already looked at the specs in the manual. Yeah, let's get it wired up, and I have not turned it on yet. Make sure it turns on, and I can't wait to see what kind of power it puts out. As long as everything's functioning correctly with it. I do still have Skylar's lithium hooked up to the bench. It's been sitting that way for 2 weeks now, and I thought, wow, let's just keep it hooked up to test this one out. We'll have some good power on tap for testing out an amp like this. All right, let me get it wired up for you. All right, guys, here we go. This first run is going to be 4 ohms. I'm going to do 40 hertz for all the testing today. I know that technically somebody would buy that for their door speakers in a big build, but we are just going to do 40 hertz. Check that out. 15.8. It's toggling there between 15.7, 15.8. This lights up too, and then of course we have the lights on the side. Man, that is so cool. Also, by the way, that is just oversized 1/0. This is 4-gauge over here. All right, so this first run, 40 hertz, 4 ohms. We are starting off high with our voltage. I'll be honest with you, I've still just got it set where I had it 2 weeks ago when we did the 13K, and it's kind of a pain to lower that back down. Especially if we're going to end up going back up. So I'm just going to leave it today for all of these runs. Our ending voltage is probably going to be a little high for this first 4 ohm run for sure. We're going to capture. I do have that in the right mode there. Sitting there idling at 3 amps. All right, but 1600 watts is what we're rated here on this first run. We are going to capture our lowest voltage and our highest amperage. Let's unpause the track. 1600. What's it going to do? Nice. 2079. The voltage dropped to 15.3, and the current draw was 201 amps. Wow. Okay. That's a great way to start right out of the gate. Yeah, rated 1600, and it did over 2K. Let's do dynamic. All right, here we go. Dynamic. 40 hertz, 4 ohms. Only a little bit more. 2088. Okay, good deal, guys. All right, let's get it wired to 2 ohms and see what it'll do at 2. All right, 2 ohms, rated 2500. Sorry about that angle, guys, but that's just how I had to do it. So are we going to see 2500 at 2 ohms, 40 hertz, all the way up to clipping? Here we go. Guys, way over 3649. Are you kidding me? Now keep in mind, I mean, that was at 14.8. 378 amps of current. Guys, it's exceeding like crazy, especially on that run right there. That's over 1,000 watts more than the rating. Let's do dynamic at 2 ohms. All right, dynamic at 2. Let's unpause the track. Wow. 3842, guys. That's crazy. That is crazy. All right, let's do 1 ohm. All right, guys, here we go. It's the 1 ohm test. Rated 5,000 watts. Are we going to see it? It's done so well at the others. I would tend to think that we might see that 5K. This is such a brutal test. I'm always nervous about these amps at 1 ohm, especially anything that does quite a bit of power. But we are giving it some good, strong electrical. Let's just do it. Let's see. Here we go. Unpause the track. Will we see 5K? Whoa. 6071. We dropped to 14.1 and it pulled 740 amps. Guys, man, that's always exciting to me. Really cool stuff. Let's do 1 ohm dynamic. Here we go. 1 ohm dynamic. What's it gonna do? Wow. 6344. Really cool, guys. That's what it dropped to, dynamic. So keep that in mind, but gosh, what a cool amp. And we hear those fans. I've heard them, they ramp up. I've heard them where they're very quiet, very low, and then now you can hear them a little bit. But I don't know, guys. I'm liking this amp quite a bit. For what it costs, stick around to the end. I'll tell you what this thing costs. That's what's really blowing my mind as well, is not only that it's putting out some big numbers, but big numbers at a great price. Really cool stuff. I'm not sure yet if I want to hook it up to the subs or not, but we're definitely going to look at that gut shot. Let's check it out. All right, guys, I'm not going to put it on the the scars or the sundowns. I did hook it up to the little 8-inch scar just to show you guys that it did survive. It does sound good, but this is at extremely low volume. This amp, by the way, just like the 13K, never went into protect. It handled all those runs perfectly. Let me just show you that it's still going. This stool rattles like crazy that this thing's sitting on. You may hear some of those rattles. Also, I've still got the filters open all the way up for the testing. So that sub is playing some frequencies right now that are not ideal for it. Those mids and highs that you're hearing. Anyhow. What a cool amp. All right, let's check out the gut shot. And I can't wait to tell you guys what this thing costs. I'm worried. We may talk about this again at the end of the video, but I'm already worried at how many people are going to buy this amp because it's so affordable that don't have the electrical to support it. And then they've got problems. They're either blowing the amp up, they're blowing their subs, they're melting wires in their car. I don't really know, but there's definitely something to worry about with that. Don't just go buy a big old amp because you can afford it. There's so much to be said for having the proper electrical to support that amp. That's something I didn't understand properly back in my younger days, but I see it now pretty regularly, whether it be here at the house on the bench or all these people that I meet up with or stories on the internet. It's crazy, but you've got to have a lot of electrical to support an amp like this. All right, let's check out the gut shot. All right, guys, let's check it out. It's the guts. There we go. Does that look like a 6K? to you guys. These are 160 volt caps. Let me know what you think. Let me know what you think. I'll try to get y'all some close-ups. You can see those 4 fans. Yep. Pretty interesting. They do have these big old 4-gauge speakers tied in correctly to the board. Yep. Pretty neat. So I'm going to put the plate back on and I'm going to show you something really interesting. It's going to be a bit of a spoiler for next week, but I've just got to do it. All right, sit tight for that. All right, so I ordered 2 Bermans amps at the same time off of Temu, and this one will end up being probably the video that'll drop in 2 weeks from now, but here it is. Let me know what you guys know about the B series. But as far as physical size goes, the 3K is bigger than the 5K. So pretty cool. I can't wait to test that one out. I did have to go ahead and unbox it and take it out of the plastic and everything to be able to show you guys this, but I thought y'all might enjoy this. All right, cool. Let's I want to weigh this one. Let's weigh it, see how much it weighs. We got to fill out the card and all that good stuff. All right, here we go. Let's see. Let's turn the scale on. See what she weighs. 7.1. Let's do it again. Nice. 7.1 pounds. I'm surprised the amount of power that this amp put out today for the size that it is. Trying to think. A Boss 5K, are they bigger than this? You guys that have had, you know, a Boss 5K or a Big Boss 5K or Smart 5K or any of those. This is, let's get it here. Gosh, not even 10 inches. 9 3/4, we'll call it, not counting the feet and terminals. I'm sure you guys just kind of want to know a ballpark anyway. We'll call this one 8 5/8 and about 2.5 inches tall. Yeah, a lot of power out of a pretty small package here. All right, let's get the card filled out. Well, I should have turned off the overhead light in that last clip. That the numbers on the scale show up really good as long as I have this light overhead turned off. But anyhow, guys, the price of this amp, I paid $175.87 shipped. I say that shipping was free, but they did get me for tax. So the amp was $162.84, and then with tax and free shipping, $175.87. So a 6K for $175. I did the math. That come out to 2.89 cents per watt. So we'll call it 3 cents a watt. But technically, it was a little bit better per watt than that 13K. Now keep in mind, I didn't have enough electrical to keep the voltage up into the 14s at the end of the run on the 13K. So that would have put out more watts. It would have put out more power. But just for the dyno run for that amp and the dyno run for this amp is actually a little bit better cost wise, because that other one, I figured it up, it was like 3.1 cents per watt or something like that. But still, what an incredible value. Y'all let me know, is there another place, is there another amp that you can get a 6K, like a real 6K for $175 or less, let me know. But what a buy. That's crazy. All right, guys, y'all let me know what you think about this. Let me know what you think about that one coming up next time. Is that 3K going to be a half bridge? I will tell you this, it's a full range as well. All right, so we're going to write down that 60, 71. That was 40 hertz, 1 ohm, uncertified, and that was at 14.1 volts. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. Guys, I've had a lot of fun with these Bermans. I don't know hardly anything about them. They're brand new to me, but I've had a good time playing with these here recently. Y'all let me know what you think. I already know there's quite a few of you guys that are Bermans fans. I heard about it in the comments on the last video. So quite a few of y'all was already on board with Bermans. But anyhow, guys, I've had a lot of fun here lately. The support has been incredible. Things are going very well for Stereo Mojo and Welsh Audio. I can't thank you guys enough. Y'all are amazing. Thank you so much for all the support, and we'll see you next time.